Welcome home, Lightworkers. This is Lisa with Heart of Inspiration, here to help you lead a spirit-led, whole and healed, peaceful and prosperous life. Hey, Fire, how's it going, sweetheart? Hey, Divine Butterfly, thanks for letting me know I still had my mic on mutation. Dee Dee, how are you, sweetie? How are you? Yeah, I got my pink on. I hope everything's going well. Let me bring this over here so I can see. Okay. Hey, Sagittarius. Good evening, Sharon. Hello, everybody. Okay. So we are talking about today. This is going to be part one, not two, one. Oh my gosh. Praise God. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I've been praying for you. We got the prayers out. So this is part one of what's going to be a two-part series on how to activate your Merkaba. And I'm splitting it up because I wanted to go through the how in this segment and then go through the what in the next segment. Okay? We need it because there's a lot here for the how. And I have to say that it's not that I didn't know that there was a lot here for the how. However, when I did this, when I activated my light body, as I was going through the awakening process and then hit this level of ascension, of raising my vibration, came into what a lot of people call the Christ consciousness. We can call it a higher love consciousness. We can call it a, whatever, however you want to put it. You can call it a love consciousness, really. But typically it's called the Christ consciousness just because of the ideal that Christ embodies love and the love of God to man and the ultimate sacrifice. And embodies this love walk, right? Christ with the love walk, which is something we will definitely be talking about in the future. But when I did this, I did it through prayer. I did it through coming into deeper knowledge of who I am on a spiritual level, a deeper understanding of this Christ consciousness, even though that's not what I called it, deeper level of knowing of Jesus, deeper level of moving in the spirit. And so it was kind of like just a natural, here we go, da, 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 da. And I just kind of did it. And I think, honestly, for me, it was it started definitely when I was baptized in the Holy Spirit with evidence of speaking in tongues. But then later on in adulthood, it really became as I dove further into actually meditation and just communing with spirit and allowing myself to travel across dimensions. This is when it happened. So I said, well, I'm not in a church and I can't bring everybody in with me, right? So we got to talk about the how, because the how, there's a very deliberate methodology of, yes, I have all these notes, a very deliberate methodology of meditation. And I wanted to go through a little bit more information regarding the Merkaba. All right. So we've allowed people, hey, Sandra, Fire, I did see your note there. We'll have to talk separately though. Okay. We'll have to talk separately. Thank you, sweetie. All right. I need to open up something. Bear with me. So again, pardon me for this taking a while. But it needed to take a hot second. I really did need to dive deep into it so that we would get the most. Hey, Marilyn. So guys, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through. Yes, I created a whole presentation for y'all. Yes, I did. And so we going to get it going right now. All right. So we're going to share that screen. All right. Now everybody can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me. Okay. Because, all right, how to activate your Merkaba. All right, I want to do a quick, thank you, Det Ninja. I want to do a quick review if you haven't seen the other video. What is a Merkaba? Merkaba means chariot. In actuality, I was doing more study on the subject, and a lot of this information I did get from Don Wayant today, from Meditation Life Skills, and I will put his information in the description box. Wealth of information. It was amazing. So, as well as I got some things from Spirituality Unite. But anyway, Merkaba, it means chariot. We reviewed this before. So the Merkaba is made up of two tetrahedrons. As you can see, a tetrahedron is like a 3D triangle. Okay, so if you were to make a triangle, as you can see right here on the screen, if you were to make a triangle and then flip it on one edge and flip it on the other edge and flip it on the third edge and then flip it over, you know, a pyramid. A tetrahedron is a pyramid. So it's made up, a Merkaba is made up of two tetrahedrons. The one that I have showing here is actually, I think this is, we'll know, and they're gender specific. The male and the female Merkaba, actually, the middle tetrahedron, which represents sun, and the outer one represents earth. But that we'll talk about that a little bit more. It's interesting because our wheels within the middle of the wheel actually, for men and women, turns separate directions. But anyway, it's made up of three words: Mer meaning light, Ka meaning spirit, Ba meaning body. Merkaba. Merkaba then means light body, or the union between spirit with the body and then surrounded by light. So as you're seeing this is a true integration of this individual spirit with the body, but then it exudes inside and outside of the body. Now I'm going to do this real quick because I want to show you something. I want to tell you something here. Now, let me come back. Okay. Now, this is the thing. The Merkaba, remember we were talking about there was a verse in the book of Thomas where Jesus says, if, you know, people teach you that that heaven is in the air, that the birds precede you. If they teach you that heaven is in the sea, then the fish precede you. But the kingdom is within you and without you, right? It's within and it surrounds you. I feel like he was talking about this Merkaba. The Merkaba is within you, but then it actually, by its spinning, they spin opposite directions. Each pyramid spins in opposite directions. The Merkaba actually, then, this generation of light energy actually makes up your aura. Hello, Trine. Hey, Mel. It actually makes up your aura. It actually creates and generates your aura. Okay? So we're going to do this, and let's get back to my PowerPoint. Okay, here we go. And okay. Come on. All right. So Merkaba then means light body, the union between spirit with the body surrounded by light. Okay, and you can see this. This gives you the impression of spirit being in the center, right at that heart chakra, if you notice. And then there's light all around, right? This individual. What does activating your Merkaba do? Okay, it allows us to feel unconditional love. Unconditional love then enables us to heal ourselves and help heal others. Because if you think about it, if you're feeling this unconditional love, you know how sometimes I can be like, hopefully most times, you know, it is what it is. You know, this understanding of one another, this understanding and unconditional love towards yourself. And then that allows you to feel unconditional love to others. You know, we can like love ourselves through any issues or whatever, and all of us, right? And that unconditional love then we can exude out towards others, helps us to heal ourselves of wounds and trauma, and then help others to heal. It gives us the ability to create a reality in harmony with our higher selves. A lot of times, if you notice, like as you're kind of coming to this point, you'll feel like, oh, I want to do so much more. Or I feel like, man, I wish I could just like walk in love towards people. Or I wish I could just like, I don't know, I feel like I'm supposed to do this, and this, and I'm not really able to do it. And I don't understand why. And we're living a life below what we're meant to live. Yeah, I wish I didn't keep getting all the same people in my life and keep attracting them. And that's because it's unhealed trauma and so on and so forth. But this gives us the ability to create a reality in harmony with who we're truly meant to be. And activating your Merkaba embodies our higher self within you, right? It's the embodiment of your higher self, okay? And through that embodiment, right, it allows you to integrate and be able to manifest your soul's purpose easier. Because finally, you're in a complete harmony and union, higher self, or, you know, God energy, right? That union, that reunion with God, which is what all these like sacrifices have been all about. This messianic message throughout history, the whole purpose, as we've talked before, is about reunification with whatever God, or however you term God, as this higher universal life force, which is love. Now, you came here for a reason, and at some point in your life, you decide that you want to fulfill that purpose. It, like starting to integrate, or the integration of your higher self, your spirit, truly with your body, right, in the third dimension, within and without, then helps guide you toward your life purpose, your soul's purpose. Hey, baby girl. So the reason for that, though, is because now you're being, remember, I always say to be spirit led. The purpose of this channel is for you to be spirit led, whole and healed, and lead a peaceful and prosperous life. Because now your spirit, your higher self, right, is actually in charge. Activating your Merkaba also enables alignment with the higher good. That's the love walk. Now, I'm not saying the love walk is all peaches and cream and, you know, unicorns and glitter and Skittles. Sometimes it's tough love, but with whatever the higher good is. Life begins to come into balance and harmony with universal law or love. Okay? This universal knowledge becomes integrated with our pineal gland, and it moves us into the purpose, right? It makes shedding old wounds and trauma easier. Think of it this way. If you've got this just like generator of love and light going within you, and you're operating on a higher level on a higher spiritual plane at all times, all of a sudden, old wounds and trauma don't seem so dang on important. All of a sudden, now what is like, you know what? Let me learn my lesson from this. Let me heal. Let me love myself through this, forgive them, forgive myself. And let's just move on to what's bigger and better. I'm going to learn this lesson. I'm not going to go through this again. But you shed it. And in the shedding, what happens? Oh my gosh. In the shedding, what happens? It's like a snake shedding its skin, right? Or a dog or a cat shedding its winter coat for its summer coat. You don't need that level of defense anymore, so you can shed your old wounds and shed your defense mechanisms because now you're healed from it and you can move on. It also received the light codes for the junk DNA activation. Now, I'm not going to go too far into DNA activation. Those of you that are Patreon patrons, you were able to participate 2 weeks ago in a Patreon only live and where we discussed this Lightworker activation. So if you become a Patreon, you'll get access to that, and it's only for $1 a month. Okay? So I'm not going to go deep into the activation of junk DNA here at this point because it has something I've already discussed. And there's more. Merkaba activation integrates and correlates universal knowledge in the pineal gland. This is what this means. All of a sudden, when you activate your Merkaba and you are elevated then to the next level of consciousness because you've integrated spirit and body, now this universal knowledge, this knowledge of the spirit, if you will, can be understood and decoded through your pineal gland, through your third eye. Okay? So it's integrating that in there. So now when you see yourself and you see your soul purpose and you understand your soul purpose to a deeper degree, now what happens is your spirit then is able to kind of decode it and explain it more so via your pineal gland, so your sight gets better. You see clearer. Merkaba activation allows us to retake the ancient ways of breathing, which is a key to higher consciousness. Let me tell you something. I had as I was doing this studying for the last few days, actually a couple of weeks, I did not realize how important breathing is and how some of us, we naturally do it in a very rhythmic way, and some of us don't. We have to learn it. And I didn't realize just how, especially during meditation, if you noticed, when we meditate together, the breathing is very rhythmic. It's in and out and in and out, very rhythmic. Your body, as you kind of like release control of things from your mind, your body naturally falls into a more rhythmic, yogic type of yoga breathing. So that is an ancient way of breathing. And what we're going to find is as we breathe in that fashion, we're going to go into that in depth here. You're going to find it's going to make it much easier to go between dimensions and go to different consciousness. It really honestly is the key because it gets your body into a different space and place. We got to control the body. If you guys could see, Gemini is coming thinking she's somehow going to come here, pumpkin. Yeah, okay, no. No screen time for you today. It allows us to access other dimension and propels us towards Christ consciousness evolution. As you can come outside of your third dimensional self and not be constrained solely by your third dimensional knowledge, sight, hearing, all of the stuff you're being fed through the television and the programming, you are capable then of, as you ascend to other, right, and more and greater Get down. Get down. Then you see things differently, you walk differently, you talk differently, you view the world from different eyes. And what I found through this study is really the getting from the third to the fourth starts the Christ consciousness. When we elevate past the fourth, that is really when the evolution really, really gets going, and you're going to find yourself at greater peace. Manifestation becomes almost instantaneous, in some cases instantaneous. You walk through this world completely different. And remember, all the while we're activating more DNA, so you're becoming in a greater crystalline body. And it is a natural field of protection. Your light body being activated, that spin around. Guys, that's why a lot of times I had to remember to do during meditation to request for this white light column of protection to come around people, because I've been walking around with my Merkaba activated all this time, and it doesn't even, I'm like, what do you mean? You don't need protection? I didn't realize till I was doing this. This is what we were talking about. Okay. So it is a natural field of protection. All right. Let's get into an overview. This is the overview to the meditation. And then we're going to go through the meditation. I'm also going to figure out how to attach said meditation as a download somehow, for y'all to be able to get, because I want y'all to have this PDF file before we do the actual meditation itself. So Merkaba meditation activation overview. So when we do this, and it's not going to be till at least tomorrow or Saturday, when we do this, you're going to either sit or lie down. You're going to want to close your eyes and settle your mind, just like you would do for any other meditation. As you can see in the diagram there, and if you can like envision, this is really like the Star of David. So this is like a third dimensional Star of David. As you settle your mind and close your eyes, you're going to envision the tetrahedron surrounding your body. For men, the middle pyramid, well, the male pyramid points upward and begins at your knees. So, okay, this is going to be difficult for some people to see. So the main pyramid for men is the one that starts at their knees and points upward, extending several feet above your head. The main pyramid for women starts at our shoulders and points down several feet to below your feet. But there's still that point, that apex that points directly out in front of us. That's going to be kind of a main focal point. And it's going to be for them too, only theirs is going to point closer down towards their knees. But the cross section of both you can see is right there at the heart. You're going to want to see if they're spinning. Now, I will tell you, hold on. They turn, I believe it's counterclockwise for women, counter rotary. Okay. They turn counterclockwise for women, I believe, and clockwise for men. I'm looking at all of my notes here. So the main one, right, turns counterclockwise for women and counterclockwise for men. So, but they each turn in opposite directions. So the one that's pointing downwards for us women, it's going to turn counterclockwise. And then the one that points above our head turns clockwise. It generates energy that way, centrifugal force. For men, the one upward clockwise, the one downward counterclockwise. So it's going to go the same way. Okay. They're going to be spinning. Now, I'll tell you what doesn't happen if they're spinning. That's the whole reason why we're going to be doing the meditation. This makes, this kind of sun and solar light and earth configuration. So our main pyramid, so the one that for us points down, women, for men points up, that's our sun, believe it or not. And then the earth is the other one. Okay. So actually, excuse me. The apex one, the one at the apex, the one that goes up points to the sun. The one that points down points to the earth. So women, we're more rooted and grounded in the earth. Men are more rooted and grounded in the sun. Women, we're rooted and grounded in the earth because of our birthing, right? That's feminine energy. Nothing wrong with it. It's feminine energy. Sun pointing up is male energy. Okay. Hey, Jeanette. Okay. I will get further into all that transmutation and stuff like that at another time. So are they spinning? Yes or no? This is when we get ready to do this meditation, and I'm going to get this to you guys so you guys can study it. They energize your meridians, creating your aura. So all those dotted lines or all those cross sections are your meridians. It creates your aura. If they're not spinning, this is why we're here. Okay? This is why we're going to be here. Okay? I want you, then, we're going to have you breathe in and out, creating a circular pattern, right? That fuels your Merkaba. Basically, start them to spin is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be starting them to spin. And in the overview, then we're also going to program our Merkabas. Okay? They're going to start them spinning and then we're going to program them. Because really what this kind of is for us, guys, this Merkaba light energy, this Merkaba vehicle, just like you get to choose the options on your vehicle when you go buy it. You can get it fully loaded or you can get bare bones. A lot of us are just running around here with bare bones. No air conditioning. We don't have heated seats and cooled seats. We ain't got a sunroof and the Bose system, right? And the Sirius XM and the OnStar tracking so they could track our every move and the rear backup, cameras and all that stuff. Some of us are just walking around, riding around just in, the bare minimum, the hoopty-hoos. Y'all know what a hoopty is. Well, some of y'all know what a hoopty is. Some of y'all might not. Anyway, point being, but you get to program your vehicle to be as souped up as you can imagine. The only limitation is your own personal limiting beliefs. That's the only limitation to where you can go. Once we activate your Merkaba, whatever you have intended is now being worked on by your spirit, by your Merkaba. Okay, your light body, your spirit now goes and does, or it's going to accomplish that which you deem, that what you say. We talk about this a lot. This is how all of these things now come together. You know how we have the power to speak and our words accomplish that which we intend? How the Godhead, the Trinity, how the Creator does that? Whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven, and it's going to be brought back to earth. There is no if, ands, or buts. It has to happen. After we've programmed it, we're going to slowly change our focus, return to our aura. We're going to see our glow around us. We're going to envision our chakras being in tune. We're going to see our very being turned on to its full potential. And then you're going to return fully back to your body for true life in light and in love. Hey, 87 Sparker. Again, I'm going to get all this to you guys in PDF form so you can review it at your leisure. We're going to go through the first 14 breaths over the next day or two. in Merkaba meditation. There are a total of 18 or 19. Some say 17, some say 19. We're only going to do the first 14. Why? That's the first level of transcendence. Okay? Throughout all of the first 14 breaths, I'm going to want you to remember to keep your heart open to love. As much love as you can possibly let in. Total love of self, total love of man and woman, humanity. And if you can't quite get there, if there's still some things about you haven't quite accepted, or we're still working through some stuff, that's okay. Open it up to as much love as you can possibly muster. During this time, your mind needs to stay focused on the sun tetrahedron. So the one that's the apex that's pointing up to the sun, the point facing in the front for men and to the back for women. So remember, let me go back here for real quick. The one that's pointing upward, okay, that's your sun tetrahedron, your sun pyramid. For women, we're going to point backward. We're going to focus behind us at the point in the back. Okay? Right about the hips. Okay? And for the guys, they're going to focus on the point at the front, which is going to be right about the knees-ish. And it'll probably be a little bit higher by the time we get going. But that's when we do this in a couple of days, that's where we're going to go, okay? We want to see and feel this point filled with white light at first, and then that white light surrounding your body. Hey, Janet. Hey, Tiana. We want to see that white light surrounding your body, or feel it if you can't see it. Breathe through your nose only, except when you're told not to do it. There's only once we're told not to. Inhale and exhale completely. And we're going to be using mudras. So you see this with the hands facing up, the thumb touching each finger with each breath, index first. So just as it's seen here, and then like for breath 2, and I'll guide you. It's good. You're going to move it to the middle finger. Breath 3, the next finger. Breath 4, the little finger. Breath 5, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, in circular motion or in order. All right. I know, guys. See, this is a lot. This is why I couldn't just come on here and be like, oh, let's do all this. Gemini. Virgo, get your tail down. Get off. Come on. Off. Sorry, guys. I've got a cat climbing my... You can't see it, but she's climbing my shelves. She's sitting right next to my chakra goddess. Okay. So this is the breath 1. Now I'm going to go through this a little quickly because, again, I'm going to get this to you guys in PDF form. I don't know how yet, but I got to figure out a way to get this where the link can be downloaded. You're going to open up your heart and feel love for all life as much as you can. That's the most important instruction, to keep your heart open. Your mind staying focused on the sun tetrahedron, front for men, back for women, right? Up to the sun, the point to the front, the point to the back. See and feel this point filled with light surrounding your body, and the breathing techniques. I'm going to go through these breathing techniques, and I'm not going to go through all 14 right now, but I want to go through these breathing techniques because it's really important. We're going to be breathing 7 seconds in, 7 seconds out. So basically, before we start this, you're going to empty your lungs and begin to breathe in through your nostrils, only breathing from your stomach, then from your diaphragm, and then finally to your chest. But it's all one full moment. And then you're going to exhale, either holding your chest and then relaxing the stomach, or relaxing the holding the stomach firm and relaxing the chest. But in 7 seconds, you're going to get all the air out. Okay. And then there's like 5 seconds in between. So it's very rhythmic. So breathe in, breathe out. So that's something we're going to want to practice. So with the breathe in, right, on the inhale, and we've got the mudra with the finger, the thumb and the forefinger, right, together, right? We're going to be focusing in on that. And then when we exhale, we're going to become aware of the earth, pointing to the earth with the point facing back for men and front for women, and that be filled with bright light as well. So basically on the inhale, we're going to fill the sun apex up with light. And on the exhale, we're going to light up the earth, right? Light up the earth point. And the thing is, we're not going to hesitate between the inhalation and the exhalation. Exhale slowly for 7 seconds, expelling all of your air. Okay? Basically, these first few breaths are just to cleanse out any negative thoughts, feelings that have entered into your electrical system, into your like light body, into your being. It's going to clean it out with each mudra. So with each finger that you do, that you touch thumb to forefinger, it literally cleanses different areas of your body. You're going to feel different electrical pulses, probably tingling up and down your spine, in your arms, in your legs, as we go through each one, inhaling and exhaling. You want to keep your mind aware of kind of like this flat earth tetrahedron, this flat like top of that pyramid. As it passes through your chest, a little bit below the sternum, and you want to be sending that energy down while we're still like kind of getting the energy from the top. It's going to get smaller and smaller as the negative energy is released from your body. Okay, you may see this light kind of shoot out of the bottom into the earth. You might see it. Some people do, some people don't. But as we get rid of more and more negative energy through these next few breaths, it's going to release it all. Okay? Okay. I'm not going to, let me go through this and then I'm going to open it up because we've been talking a while and I need to open this up for questions. And then as far as this is all to kind of get everything started. You're going to slightly cross your eyes while your eyes are closed. Look up. That's going to kind of activate your third eye. Again, reactivate it. Look down to the lowest point, like while your eyes are closed. You might feel something when you do this because it's like a switch. It's like, hey, wait, no, we're going to take our sight and we're going to activate it so that it can get rid of any of the negativity and activate things immediately. Okay? We need to activate it right away and get it started. The eyes are looking down to from their uppermost position at the same time the mind is seeing this because remember, we got this triangular horizontal concept that's right below our chest. And we've got this, we're envisioning this, we're envisioning all this energy going down into the earth. We're going to cross our eyes, look up, look down, and then boom, get rid of that negative energy. Then relax, up, down, relax, up, down, relax, up, down, relax. Okay? And we're going to go through this 6 times. Okay, let me get back here. Okay. That's a lot, right? Hey, Sun Moon, that's a lot, which is why I wanted to go over part of it today. I'm feeling like we might need to do the rest of it. Like the next breaths are like 2 through 6 are the same thing. And then we've got, 7 through 9. And then we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The concept that I'm getting to you is this. The main things is opening up your heart to love. It is focusing, making sure that your light focus for women is in the kind of heading back this way, a little bit behind your head. For men, it's going to be a little bit in front. And that you're focusing the first half of this, you're focusing energy out and getting rid of all of this negative energy that resides in your body that can stop us from actually activating our light body. That's the purpose of the first 1 through 6 breaths, period. And that took me 40 minutes to explain. But, okay, 87 Sparker, no problem. But hey, Frost. And then the next ones are really just kind of, then we kind of envision this light coming from the top, coming from the bottom, meeting in the middle, and then it starts growing, right? This little sphere of light starts growing through this breath. And then when it can't grow anymore, then we get the next level of divinity laid on top of it. And then that starts growing. All the while, these two tetrahedrons are spinning in opposite directions. All that while. And then we allow it to just kind of take over. We allow it to expand from inside to out and out to in. And that's the point we get to this next level of consciousness. That was a lot. That was a lot. Let me add, let me invite y'all if anybody wants to ask any questions, because that's important. And then, like I said, I'm going to figure out how to put a downloadable link in the chat. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to figure it out. Because I want you guys to have the entirety of this documentation. I want you to have this entire presentation so that when we get ready to do this, you will have seen it. I'm going to be reading through this or guiding you through it the whole time. But the most important thing is to get the breathing down, open your heart to love, and just know there's like a couple different mudras, but I detail it in here, right? This is the first mudra we're doing. And then it's this. And then it's this. So it's it, like this and then this. That's it. How long the meditation? Actually, the meditation itself, honestly, if you think about it, you're breathing in, you're breathing out, you're breathing in, you're breathing out. It don't take long. Because we're really only breathing in for 7 seconds at a crack. And then we're breathing out. So this won't take long. I would think max 15 minutes at the most. Right? So, I'll tell you what to do as we go along, but the actual act itself, as long as we keep breathing, you got to practice. I don't breathe that slow. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy crap. Think about that. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Right? So that's the biggest thing is that rhythmic, like, rhythmic breathing. The after effects, Sharon, are your light body being activated, which means your chariot is ready for liftoff. The after effects is this like living in two dimensions at the same time effortlessly. It's like going to higher dimensions without thinking about it. Unconditional love, yes. Thanks, Chaz. No problem. We're going to put this out. I'm going to put it on my website, and then I'll put it up in the description. You guys can download it later. Thank you for watching this video on how to activate your Merkaba Part 1. In the description box below, you're going to find a link to a free download of the presentation that we begun today. It's going to be on www.heartofinspiration.net. Please go click there and download this free PDF before you view part 2, and then definitely before you go through the guided meditation that is the final part to this Merkaba Activation series. Thank you again so much for joining me, and I really hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful trip in your new light body. Feel free to email me with any questions. admin@heartofinspiration.net. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. God bless. Bye-bye.